Hey, what's happening? So I had I was very fortunate. Somebody in my circle actually sent me a cap that is representative and being used in the upcoming Peaky Blinders movie, The Immortal Man. So I actually have my hands on one of those caps, which is awesome for me to be able to check out. And what I wanted to do was just like a quick comparison. How does our quality and our shape and our style, how does it hold up against what's being moved or used on screen? So I would, before I get too deep, I do want to say like this is probably designed and meant to be more of a period piece. None of the caps that I design or that we release are what I would consider authentic. We don't call them authentic. We don't want to be authentic. These caps that we have are inspired by Stephen Knight and the characters that he created for the series and on film. It's inspired by kind of that swagger, that attitude, that look, and that style, but really with my own twist and kind of my own design and approach. Because what we didn't want to do is try to make authentic time period caps. It's 2025 and we wanted to design caps that people want to wear today. So we honor that tradition and that style. We pay homage to that time period, but we pull it forward with a modern fit and approach to our design aesthetic. So, that being said, let's compare. So this is the cap that is part of a limited run of caps that were made for the upcoming movie, The Immortal Man. A couple things to call out, like the bill in this one. One, it's oversized. It is a really stiff bill. You can tell that the composite material that it's made out of is really stiff. Likely because they don't want people on set to shape their bill. The bills that they had access to back then were usually like either a steel plate, which is when they became peaked caps or peaky hats, and they kind of got away with some of the softer materials so that they would last longer, which is why you see a lot of the stiff, flat brims. Other than that, this is really close to everything that we do. It's a little bit more what I would consider flat in the front. I would actually comparably so. The sweatband that we use, as well as the liner that we use in all of ours, is more comfortable and actually kind of higher end. And then they've got a kind of a small tag. So if I were to compare it, this is the Cavalier. From a looks, it's very similar fabric, except this is Harris tweed wool. So there's ours. Let me put it on. You can kind of see what this shape. This actually happens to be my size. It does fit. So it's got a little bit of drape. It's got kind of that mushroom look that everybody kind of talks about, but still a pretty slick cap as far as time period goes. This happens to be ours, where we give it a little bit more bulk. We narrow the sides in. It's got solid drape. Now, this is the Cavalier, which is a very thick cap. It comes with a quilted liner made to be worn. If I were to actually compare it to a shape where we're trying to hit more of that rugged grit that that cap has that I'll show, it would be the morning tweed as well as many of our others. And you can see here, we've got that shape. We've got more consistent shape all the way around, something really more in line. Again, this is the one made for the movie, whereas this one is the one made for you and made for kind of everyday wear. Honestly, like as I look through these, I'm pretty proud of the quality and the things that we've been able to do. Like if we do a direct comparison, you can see the sweatband, you can see the liner. Theirs just happens to be this synthetic, a very thin sweatband, whereas we use a cotton one, so it's going to be much softer to wear for all day usage. And again, like you can see, like we have that old school grit in that period. You can actually you put some flex into our bill. I use a 2 1/4, so it does pay homage to the old school shape and style, but in a very modern approach to make them wearable for today. So again, this is what's being designed in one of the caps that's being used in the upcoming Immortal Man compared to ours, which are inspired by a little piece of fuzz there, which are inspired by um, the show, not necessarily what I would consider authentic or time periods. So if you're interested in looking for something that really kind of pulls what you see on screen out, but that you can wear every day with your unique style, we definitely have you covered. Thanks for chiming in. Really cool, really awesome that we were able to get our hands on these and kind of compare what we do. Needless to say, I'm really proud of the products that we put out there. Appreciate all that you do. Stay peaky.